Shawn, you have made the GB3 podium for the very first time, so congratulations. How does it feel?
Thanks very much. Yeah, it feels great. It's been a long time coming. A lot of hard work behind the scenes, working so many hours, and got a really good team around me that's been working really hard to make this happen. So it's nice to finally get a result, not only for that, but also for my team, Verity by Arden. I'm so grateful. The car's been wicked fast all weekend, so it was nice to give them a result.
Yeah, absolutely. You're from the States, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
whereabouts in the States are you
I
from?
was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful state.
Yeah, yeah.
Very hot. Is there a lot of
Yes.
race circuits around there for you to practice on?
Well, we have Road Atlanta out there, but honestly, I didn't start racing until about 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
So I went to university at Purdue, studied industrial engineering, and then got into racing afterwards,
Okay.
and moved over here and did Formula Ford. Had a really good first season, and then did this last year, but it was kind of a not a good situation with the team last year, so
Oh,
it was
okay.
just kind of a waste of a season. But this year's been fantastic. So.
Yeah, it's been a good one, definitely. So how was the other two races for you this weekend?
Yeah, my first race was a DNF, so it was a rough start. It's kind of like I was telling someone else, it's racing such highs and lows. Like yesterday was like, you're so low and upset, and then today was fantastic. Started ninth in the second race and finished seventh, which is all right. I mean, it's hard to move up spots here, especially at the front. A lot of the guys are pretty good, especially in the non-reverse grid. And then started fourth place in this last race and finished second. So, really happy.
So you obviously got
Bit tricky.
you obviously got a couple of overtakes in then.
No,
Yeah.
it was good. I had a good start, and I think I got around Pat and Stowe around the outside, and then it was just kind of managing pace and trying to keep up with Arthur. He was just wicked fast in a straight line. It was hard to keep up with him, and then I didn't have a great restart after the safety car, and then it was just more of Arthur was gone, and so it was just more about keeping the guys behind a good distance so they wouldn't get a tow, and just trying to manage the tires as they fell off. So
Yeah. Did the weather conditions affect it today? Because it's been extremely hot, certainly for the UK.
yeah, I think the weather always plays a part. When it's hotter here, you tend to get a little bit more tire drag, but it's not so bad because when it's cold, you tend to get graining, and that can a lot of times that's worse than just the normal tire drag. So. And in a way, it's nice. The tires come in super quick on the green fog lap, so you already have a lot of grip on the first lap. I definitely prefer it to be hot. I've done a lot of practice out. I moved out to California after university to practice racing out by Palm Springs at Thermal Club, and it's always really hot.
Yeah,
there,
that's
so
very hot.
I'm more used to this kind of weather, honestly. But yeah, a beautiful day.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've just done the European stint as well. How did that go for you?
Yeah, I think super grateful that GB3 is doing all these European rounds. I think it's really good for all of us drivers. I think pretty much everyone here wants to continue up the FIA ladder and make our way towards Formula One. So it's nice to get on the FIA circuits that Formula One's on. Our first race was at Spa, and that was really good. Had really good pace in the wet. Didn't quite, and I think I got a P7 there, so that was a pretty good weekend. Hungaroring was also really good. Qualified 7th, and so that was really strong. And then really struggled at Zandvoort. Just didn't quite get the balance right in qualifying on top of my mistakes I made. So it was just kind of there. It's super hard to pass. So after a tough qualifying there, it was just about trying to collect as many points as possible. So yeah.
Was it hard to adjust? I know you're a racer, but to go from somewhere like Hungary, the Hungaroring, which is probably a little bit similar to here to Silverstone, to go to somewhere like Zandvoort, which is very tight, very compact, almost like a karting track, like a Brands Hatch. Does that take some adjustment, or do you just really quickly?
I think not really. I think with like sims and stuff now, you kind of like after you finish a weekend, it's really you just refocus onto the next one. And especially, at least for me, it's not, Hungaroring is my first time there, but coming back here I'm really familiar with. So it's not really, you kind of already know what to expect, and you're not really learning a lot, just trying to figure out balance in the car. So I don't think it's too big of a thing. I think it's probably more difficult for first-year drivers who haven't been on some of these circuits for the first time. But yeah, I don't find it too tough.
And on the theme of Spa, because it's Formula One this weekend, I've had some mixed comments from some of the GB3 drivers about Spa, and we've had comments of someone felt it was a bit boring. I'm not going to name names. Someone felt it was a bit boring, and then somebody felt the absolute rush of Eau Rouge, Radion, you know, that hill, that sweep up. How did you find those two particular sections of the track and the rest of it?
I can see why they would say that. There's a lot of time where you're not doing much. You know, Eau Rouge is not really a corner in our car unless it's wet. But however, it's probably my favorite track to race on. For that reason, I mean, the drafting is so good, and you know, with these cars, there's a lot of dirty air. So somewhere like here, it's difficult to pass, and there it's nice. You have the really long straights where you can actually race each other. I think if you're on pole, you're probably like, it's not great at Spa, but
if you're not out of the DRS, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. But I personally, I love Spa. I think it has a great mix of everything. It's super fast, and yeah, it's just, you know, so much history there. It's really cool to be on that track after everything that's happened there. So.
Wonderful. Well, it was a wonderful surprise today to see you race and to see what you did in today's race. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And I hope that, you know, we see you again and we see you on the podium.
Thanks.
And
yeah,
your
definitely.
career, you know, just gets where you want it to be.
Yeah, the best is yet to come. So.
Absolutely. You heard it here first. Thank you so much. Thank you.